Hola, amigos. I was just eating some cheesy rice and bean burritos. They're good. I have a friend who can't have milk. I think about him a lot. I really, really love Mexican food. Um, like, it is my go-to kind of food. The thing is, I didn't eat it a lot growing up. I basically discovered it in high school, and I immediately fell in love. Like there's so much good stuff in there, the rice, beans, cheese, tortillas. I love it, and one of the best the way I discovered my love for the food was through the food fair. Basically, what would happen in high school was every year the Spanish language teachers, the foreign language teachers would coordinate, and they would turn a hallway in the school into the food fair, where the kids would bring in, food that they made at home of certain ethnicities, and it was almost like you got to eat around the world. You'd go through buffet style, pack up these huge plates full of food, and it was so good. Like, everyone looked forward. The kids that skipped class looked forward to the food fair. Like, even they were there. And I remember it was like there was this one kid. His name was Bandito. That's what they called him. That's what the people close to him called him. I think his real name was Javier or something like that. Anyway, Bandito. That's why I got to call him, because he liked me. I was funny. He thought it was funny the way I would light farts on fire. That's another story. But he thought that was funny. So I got to call him Bandito. I had his respect. But basically, he's like this big, tough kid. He used to get into fights, and like everyone was scared of him, right? And what happened was he had prepared. He brought in two dishes. One of them was like quesadillas or something that like his. I don't remember exactly what it was. I think it was a quesadilla. I think it was something that his abuelita, he used to call her, grandmother, made for him, or made. And then the other thing was something he made himself, and it was funny because he was like, he's this big, tough, scary kid. But at the food festival, he was like so like giddy and excited. It was endearing to see that side of him, because he kept encouraging people, "Yo, Holmes, try my stuff." He was so. Oh my God! It was just a really good time, and it was good too. Yeah, and I don't know the full story because I wasn't there at the time. But my friend, the one who can't have milk, somehow or another, he offended Bandito. I think what happened was, he went through the places and he put stuff on his plate, but he didn't touch literally any of the Hispanic food because all of it had cheese in it. Like, I don't think they planned it that way, but that's how it ended up happening. And so he didn't touch it, and Bandito took offense to that. And I know Bandito talked to him. I don't know what was said, but from my understanding, it wasn't like it wasn't just the fact that he didn't eat the food, but the way he reacted afterward. Like, I think he he kind of made the situation bad for himself. I don't know what he said. Like, he's always been like an awkward guy. He doesn't have like the social skills that I have that I can get myself out of any situation. He like literally makes everything worse. But anyway, he offended Bandito, and so this was like either our junior or senior year of high school, and what happened was one time he was at the park, and I was there with him. We were at the park, and we saw the girl that he liked, Patty. And, he was going to go over and talk to her, and, he was trying to build up his strength. And, of course, me, I'm trying to build him up. You got this, man, you got this. And all of a sudden, these three, they were like 6th and 7th graders, pulled up on their Razor scooters. Turns out that was, one of them was Bandito's little brother. I think, like, they used to call him, like, Little Bandito or Bandito-ito or something like, you know what I mean? Like, they had a bunch of different nicknames for him. But, he basically came over to my friend. He was pissed, like this. He was half his size, but, like, he had, like, no fear. He walks over, he shoves my friend who can't have milk, just like, disrespecting mi abuela, and, like, shouting stuff at him in Spanish. And my poor friend, he's, like, trembling, like, he's never had to stand up. He never stood up for himself in his life because, he's always been, like, a fragile, vitamin-deprived kid who's been scared. And so these three kids just start shoving him around, and I'm trying to de-escalate the situation, but next thing I know, Bandito just lifts him up and throws him down and starts wailing on him. This kid that's half his size is kicking the crap out of him. And it got so bad that my friend started crying, and an adult had to actually pull him off, because, you know, it was one of those things where it's like, you know, your friend gets into a fight, you know, you let them fight, you know, like that's my philosophy. And, you know, I was basically just making sure that that Bandito's friends, like, I was like, hey, you kids don't, you know, this is between them, don't, like, you know, step in. And, you know, we just made sure that, you know, it was a fair fight, and even then it really wasn't. Like, okay, against a junior who, like, you know, drinks milk like a normal healthy person, obviously he would have been able to slap the crap out of this middle school kid. But because, like, and this is my theory anyway, because he, like, you know, because he doesn't drink milk, he was never very strong, so he was always non-confrontational, and I think, like, you know, people could see that, you know, he was kind of a bitch because of it. And he didn't have, like, the calcium and the strong bones that milk gives you, so he was unable to get this little kid off of him. He got the shit kicked out of him in front of the girl he likes by a 6th grader. I mean, I guess it's kind of funny, but, like, if you were there, you'd know, like, it was really sad.
God, okay, you're editing this one, this end. Jesus.
Bandito Ito.
Right. Like, fucking stop playing the vid.